This is the WWE NXT October 28, 2025 full show results video, which takes place at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Vic Joseph and Booker T open the show as Jordynne Grace and Kelani Jordynne arrive. Backstage, Trick Williams asserts his authority, warning NXT champion Ricky Saints not to get comfortable with his title. After a heated confrontation, Trick storms to the ring, declaring he's been running NXT for years and demanding a rematch. He claims he outperformed Ricky and lists his past victories, beating the Mad Dragon, showing up mellow, surviving the Underground, winning the Devil's Playground, and defeating Pete Dunne in a last man standing match. NXT General Manager Ava interrupts, reminding Trick that he lost and denying his request. Ricky Saints then appears, leading to a chaotic brawl between the two until security intervenes. Then we saw a WWE Speed Men's Championship No. 1 Contenders Tournament Finals between Axiom vs Jasper Troy. Axiom uses his speed and agility with quick strikes and evasive moves, but Jasper Troy counters with power, delivering a backbreaker and Northern Lariat. Axiom fights back with a dragon screw and a missile dropkick, nearly locking in a sleeper hold. As the clock winds down, both men trade heavy offense until Troy hits a decisive World's Strongest Slam, followed by a Black Hole Slam. Jasper Troy wins by pinfall, earning the spot as the No. 1 contender for the WWE Speed Men's Championship. Backstage, Ava Raine informs Sol Ruca she's progressing well but has no return date. Sol, now off crutches, decides to relinquish the WWE Speed Women's Championship to focus on recovery and reclaiming her titles later. Zarya reacts angrily and storms off. Ava announces a tournament to crown a new champion, starting next week, and encourages Sol to heal fully. The culling arrives as new NXT Women's Champion Tatum Paxley celebrates her victory. Overwhelmed with emotion, she thanks the fans, saying she's dreamed of this moment and that her title represents perseverance and hope. Reflecting on her struggles, Paxley says she wants to be a fighting champion who gives every woman a fair opportunity. Izzy Dame interrupts, praising Tatum's journey but cautioning her not to risk losing the title too soon. Izzy suggests challengers should earn their shots, but Tatum insists on doing things her own way. She reveals she brought back the Halloween Havoc wheel with a twist. She'll spin it to determine her challenger for tonight. Despite Izzy and Shawn Spears warning her, Tatum confidently spins the wheel. Izzy's name is purposely excluded, as Tatum says nothing will come between them. The wheel lands on Lola Vice, making her the surprise challenger for the NXT Women's Championship later that night. Backstage, Trick Williams storms around searching for Ricky Saints and Ava Raine, ignoring OTM's unhelpful responses. Nearby, Ren Sinclair awkwardly gives Kendal Gray a pep talk about facing Lash Legend. Kendal confidently says she's ready to make her mark and won't back down. Ren jokes about Lash entering the gray area before Kendal heads out. When Kendal returns to ask if Ren's joining her, Sinclair quickly rushes after her as the show cuts to break. Then we saw a match between Kendal Gray vs Lash Legend for the Evolve Women's Championship. Lash Legend dominates early, using her power to toss Kendal Gray around with chin locks and slams. Gray briefly counters with a schoolboy and flying crucifix for near falls, but Lash regains control, crushing her with a big boot before the break. Afterward, Lash continues the assault, hitting a lariat and dragging Gray around the ring. Kendal fights back with a German suplex, slingshot dropkick, and slingshot kick that sends Legend to the floor. With Ren Sinclair cheering her on, Gray goes up top but gets caught midair in a fireman's carry. Lash connects with a hot shot and goes for a pump kick, but Kendal dodges, counters, and hits Shades of Grey to score the pinfall victory, successfully retaining the Evolve Women's Championship. Post-match, Ren and Kendal throw up the catch-point handshake together. Backstage, Lola Vice congratulates Tatum Paxley on her win but warns she'll knock her out to become the next NXT Women's Champion. Tatum appreciates her confidence, reminding Lola she won't be easy to beat. Izzy Dame interrupts, warning Tatum against trusting Lola, but Paxley dismisses her concerns confidently. Then we saw a match between Tavian Heights vs Miles Bourne. The match begins with mutual respect between Tavian and Miles, leading to a fast-paced technical exchange with multiple takedowns, reversals, and near falls. Both trade control through headlocks, suplexes, and submissions, showcasing their athleticism. As momentum shifts, Josh Briggs appears at ringside, distracting Tavian. Miles capitalizes with a moonsault and power slam for near falls. After a chaotic sequence involving all three, Tavian avoids a zigzag but gets caught in a quick roll-up. Miles wins by pinfall after an intense back-and-forth battle. After the match, Tavian Heights and Miles Bourne share a respectful embrace. As Tavian exits, Josh Briggs ambushes him. Before Miles can react, Trick Williams attacks him with a steel chair, calling out Ricky Saints. Ricky rushes in, and a wild brawl erupts, with security struggling to separate them. Backstage, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green discuss their upcoming AAA Mixed Tag Team Championship match. Page praises their partnership but questions her progress in replacing Piper Niven. Suddenly, Thea Hale appears, singing Joe Hendry's theme before he pops out of a trash can, offering advice. Page dismisses him, and Hale wheels Joe away. Then we saw a match between Lola Vice vs Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's Championship. The match between Lola Vice and Tatum Paxley begins with a technical exchange of holds and counters, including headlocks, head scissors, and wrist locks. Paxley fights out of a cross armbar and gains momentum with a dropkick and corner offense, but Vice regains control with slick transitions into a triangle choke. As the two continue their back-and-forth battle, Fatal Influence is shown arriving at the arena, clearly furious. Moments later, they storm the ringside and viciously attack Izzy Dame, throwing her into the barricade. The chaos spills over as Tatum and Lola go back-to-back in the ring, preparing to fight off the attackers. A wild brawl erupts between all sides, forcing the referee to call the match off, and the contest ends in a no contest. Post-match, the brawl continues with that damned numbers game working out for Fatal Influence. Vice taken care of, Tatum mounts a valiant defense but gets boots put to her, and hits a rolling elbow. In a bathtub promo, Blake Monroe boasts about her flawless look and recent title win, declaring the championship symbolizes envy and scandal. She warns challengers that chasing her glamour leads to ruin, stating she's no hero but a force to be feared. Blake promises her first title defense will take place in New York City, proclaiming that nothing glows brighter or darker than her, and that her star will shine forever. We get an NXT Anonymous video where J. Yvonne Evans is chatting on the phone with Leon Slater about the show so far, and talks about going after tag titles. Dark State rolls up to tell him he's out of his damn mind if he thinks an exhibition match against Mr. Iguana and La Parka is enough to earn a shot against the ones who beat the Goats and promise to see him real soon. As Zaruka leaves the arena, Zarya announces she's entering the WWE Speed Tournament to win the title back for both of them. Fatal Influence interrupt, with JC Jane telling her to stay quiet, reminding her she's not the only one who lost gold, and challenging Lola Vice and the Cullings women next week. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Jordynne Grace vs Kelani Jordynne for the TNA Knockouts World Championship. Kelani Jordynne and Jordynne Grace deliver a fast-paced, hard-hitting match filled with athletic counters and near falls. Jordynne shows agility early with aerial offense, including an Ase moonsault, while Grace dominates with power slams and a spinebuster. Both trade heavy strikes and reversals, with Jordynne nearly winning after a double stomp and half-crab attempt. Grace answers with a kneeling powerbomb and Argentine backbreaker, but Jordynne counters into a victory roll and lands a super kick. The action escalates as both hit an avalanche of Spanish Fly, yet Grace kicks out. Chaos erupts when Trick Williams and Ricky Saints brawl down the ramp. Distracted, Jordynne grabs the title belt and strikes Grace, scoring a controversial pinfall to retain the TNA Knockouts World Championship. After the match, Trick Williams and Ricky Saints continue brawling until Ricky spears Trick through the wall near the timekeeper's area. Ava Raine storms out, declaring they'll settle things in 2 weeks in a last-man-standing match. The chaos continues as security struggles to separate the furious rivals. How would you rate this week's WWE NXT show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching the video.